Hello, everyone, and welcome to Session 7, or is it Session 6, of Star Trek Drake, a Star Trek Adventures actual play using the rules by Modifius Entertainment. My name is ELH, the Game Master, and join me are some lovely individuals. Now, it's worth saying real quick that depending on how things go tonight, this will be the penultimate episode of the season, meaning that if this is a two-parter, either we're going to do a two-parter then the final, or the final will be on the 20th. So do look forward to that. And we have teased what's coming next, but I'm just going to have you go look at past videos for that because, view count and all that. So anyways, I don't really have any other announcements. I'm eager to begin play, so let's get everybody introduce themselves and we'll get started. So Peter, what you got going on?
Hey everybody, I'm Peter or Petrus Aquinas out on the interwebs. You can find me on the Drunken Dice podcast at Roll and Review, or the Code 47 podcast. And I play Captain Thalen, the culinarily challenged Xindi captain of the Drake.
There you go. Jeremy.
And I'm Jeremy, or you're a spy out there on the internet, and I play our ship's intrepid chief engineer, AC Chatham.
Jeffrey.
I'm Jeff, also known as Sunbay. I play Commander Tucker Cole, the one who holds everything together.
The glue.
And certainly last but not least, Randy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Randy. Online, I'm known as Dr. Nemesis. And in this game, I play the ship's doctor, Early Langerhausen.
Get that intro video going. And welcome back. So, something is we tend to do on this channel is we do opening narrations, and today that falls to Lieutenant Commander AC Chatham. So AC, please take it away.
Chief Engineer's Log, Stardate 0742.8. Considering all that she's been through, Drake's in pretty good shape. Still, I'd be lying if I told you I won't be happy to turn her over to the yard dogs at Showa Station. I'm pretty sure she won't shake apart before we get there. Hear me, girl? Lieutenant Zygen has detected something strange in a nearby system. We found some signs of warp activity, but the system is decidedly pre-warp. The last time we paid attention to anything there was about 20 years ago, and the tech was at about Earth's 17th to 18th century level. Either our spotty survey reports are, spotty, or something else is going on. I'm headed to the bridge to see what I can do.
You may have one momentum, which means you're up to two, thanks to chat. But yes, as you arrive on the bridge, and of course, once again, all of you are on the bridge, we see in the distance and on the view screen, we see a rainforest world, similar to what would happen if you let the Amazon rainforest take over an entire planet. So there are oceans and lakes and rivers, but all of them are so heavily canopied that you have to rely on thermals just to see that there's liquid underneath the canopy. But what you are also detecting, all of you, is that there are settlements which, the opening log said 18th century. Well, now it's more like 19th to 20th. But again, it's been 20 years. That amount of progress is weird, very weird. But for the moment, you don't seem to be scanned. If anyone on the planet is even capable of seeing you, they either are not able to hail you, or they don't care. But that's the situation I'm going to throw you guys in, and we'll just see what happens.
So a warp signature was detected. It's... So did we pick up anything else?
And is there a way to know if a work signature is coming or going?
I'm going to turn to Zygen and look. Well, Lieutenant, what do we have?
Poseidon crosses her arms and goes, well, I can tell you it was definitely a warp signature, but I wasn't able to figure out if it was coming or going, unfortunately. But
Okay.
I can at least confirm that somebody with warp technology came through this system within the last 2 days.
That's recent.
Are they still here?
If they are hidden from our sensors.
And is it the only warp signature that you've detected besides ours?
As far as I can tell, sir. I mean, warp trails decay pretty quickly after a week, so...
True.
Hmm.
Can we lock
Okay.
down what kind of drive was used, or at least the species of the drive maker?
Well, I can pipe the data to your terminal, sir, and maybe you can take a look at it.
All right.
So, AC, you can do a reason and engineering here. The ship will assist you with a computers engineering, and I'm going to set the difficulty at a 3 overall.
I got the ship.
Well, however this shakes out, I sure hope we get to go down there. Look how green that place is.
Sure would be an interesting place to visit.
I mean, can you imagine the size of the snakes?
There you
That would
go.
be
3
fun.
successes
Got it.
on the nose. Yeah, you recognize the warp signature pretty well. It's Klingon.
Sir, this looks like a Klingon. This looks like a Klingon signature.
Any
Klingons.
Can't
Any
get
evidence? Good.
Can't get any more specific than that, sir.
Hmm.
Remind me, which ones are the Klingons?
The aggressive ones.
Or more than one aggressive type. All
Yeah,
right.
the overly aggressive ones. With
The warrior race that we have actually met in person.
so they came in. They saw, but they did not try to conquer.
Evidently.
They
Can we
may
get
not
a-
be familiar with Earth type generals and philosophers there, Exo.
That's true. But can we any evidence of any type of advanced combat on planet?
You know, like any little glowing
Disruptors.
craters or anything.
How about we
Yeah.
check to see if there's evidence of them landing?
Well, it sounds like a security roll here. So, Cole, let's have you do this one. If you can give me a reason security, and the ship will assist you with a sensor security, also at a difficulty of 3.
All right. Difficulty of 3. I will use bold security
All right, giving me a little bit of threat.
for that third die. And what defensive systems?
I'm going to say no in this instance.
Hand-to-hand combat, phaser weapons.
I'll give you phaser weapons.
Me and the ship.
Ooh. Well, yeah, the ship's probably going to need to crit here, because if the ship doesn't crit, I guess it is still mathematically possible because you do get to reroll 1.
And the ship was computer security,
Sensor security.
sensor security. Set out.
Because, yeah, either the ship needs to get at least 1 or it needs to crit for your reroll to have a chance here. Alright, so there's 1, so because of bold
Alright.
security, you can reroll what I'm assuming is going to be that 18, but it needs to crit.
Okay, let's do that 18. Nope.
Alright, no dice. So the answer is you just don't know. You're not detecting any energy signature remnants or any signs that they did land on the planet. Like there's no like D7 or bird of prey sized hole in the rainforest.
Mhm.
But since I have a complication from chat, what I'm going to ask is, who's at the helm right now?
Probably our
Kozlov?
yeah,
Kozlov.
probably Lieutenant Kozlov.
Because as you all start to, muse over this data and figure out what's going on, the collision warnings begin to sound across the bridge, and all of a sudden, I am going to have Kozlov. So one of you, please roll for Kozlov here. I need her to do a daring and a con, and the ship will assist you with a engines con. The difficulty will be a 4.
Okay.
And this is to avoid an incoming collision, which I'll explain depending on how the dice fall.
Ship.
All right. So how many threats do you need? How many threats for bold con? How many threats do I give you?
Well, you just need to give me 1 threat to trigger it, but as long as it's just 1 threat, you're good.
Okay, then I will do that.
It looks like you got 1 from the ship, so I need to see at least 3 from Kozlov. And I believe she would have a focus in this instance.
She does.
Failure could be fun. Find out together.
I mean, that's
it could
the
be.
first thing they teach you in helmsman school is don't run into things. So, yeah.
I mean, she could always use her value. Don't be bricky.
But, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Even Ricky hasn't crashed into anything invisible yet.
True.
All right,
But I'm not
Kozlov,
sure
I
that
believe
that's
in
any
you.
better.
There you go.
Hey.
3
Oh, yeah.
successes.
There we go.
There you go. So you're fine. So Kozlov immediately wrenches the Drake aside, not a moment too soon, as exiting warp is a small capsule about the size of your shuttle pod that would have collided with the bridge had she not moved you out of the way. But the sheer closeness, it's almost like, I want to say about 3 or 4 meters clearance off the hull. That's how close it came, of this capsule just soaring past. And you see it, if you look down through the bridge windows, you see it going by.
Hot dang!
But Kozlov, kind of, wide-eyed taps and goes, okay, I'm able to confirm that it was not a projectile. I'm reading life signs on this pod of some sort. They appear to be losing power and are now falling into planet's gravity well.
How many life signs?
I'm detecting 2.
Engage tractor beams.
Okay. So, because I'm hoping it'll get you momentum, if you wouldn't mind, I believe this is a security thing, so Cole,
Yep.
if you wouldn't mind giving me a control security, and the ship could give you a structure security at a difficulty of 2.
And I'm going to run down to sickbay in case we have to beam these people over and stitch them together.
Good idea, Doctor.
And so we got 1 success from Cole, and then none from the ship, which is interesting. So Cole, you try to latch on with a tractor beam, but unfortunately the tractor beam just doesn't work. Either the capsule is too far into the atmosphere, or the magnetosphere, I think is what I meant to say. But either way, the tractor beam, not working.
Grappler.
I will give you the grappler if you will accept a complication.
No, because they could determine the grappler as an attack.
Can we just beam them out? They're probably not shielded if their power's failing.
It's true. Can we beam the whole pod into
It
cargo?
would be a hell of a roll, but you could.
Of all the many things we have, a named transporter specialist is not one of them.
I don't think we've had to use transporters that much.
You guys tell me.
Pulled off one amazing transport.
I don't know, Doc. Did you stay at a transporter? What I did last time.
It would not occur to Early to try and transport the pod over. He's more concerned with the lives.
Can we get the people out? Would it be an easier check to transport the people out?
Much easier.
Okay, let's try to transport the people out, and then Cole, if you want to try the grapplers after that, we can do that since we're not worried about potentially harming the occupants.
So, transporter task, let's break it down. So, target is not on a transporter pad, difficulty 3. Target is not going to a transporter pad, difficulty 4. You're using the transporter room, I hope, difficulty 3. And, do you have advanced sensors? Let me remind myself. Do you? I think you do. No, you don't actually. So, that's a grand total of difficulty of 3. And the roll for transporters is going to be, as I remind myself here, a control engineering, and the ship will assist you with a sensors engineering.
Early will attempt to run into the transporter room and say, I think I can do this. I was actually just reading a book on transporter technology last night.
I was just going to go down.
I was going to say, let me ask real quick, Early. What's your engineering score?
Horrid. Just
god awful. Yeah, mine is...
engineering of 1.
So the walking encyclopedia wouldn't have gotten you anything because it only gives you a focus. It doesn't give you enough crit range, if that makes any sense, for engineering anyway.
But now that I think about it, I fell asleep pretty early in the book, so I divert back to sickbay.
There you go.
So only 1 assist per check.
I was in medical school for years, so I read almost all of those books. So,
all right. Well, I am going to spend our 2 momentum and some threat to get more dice at this check.
Okay, so you roll 4 or 5 dice total.
What do you think, guys?
Difficulty 3.
With 3, I bet with your stats you could roll 4 dice and be fine.
You got the ship could be 1.
That's and I mean, true, it might be these people's time if fate wills it. So.
It's your time to go. It's your time to go.
All right. Well, I will.
And we were just there to facilitate.
I'll spend the 2 momentum, and I also need to give you 3 threat for this.
If you're rolling 5. If you're rolling 4, you just need to give me the 2 momentum and 1 threat.
Okay. Then that is what I will
go for the beans. That way, whatever else we make.
Great. Yeah, threat's good. I'm going to roll 5 dice on it.
All right. I see. Yes. I know where this adventure's going. All right.
I know where it's going.
A fiery ball of death in the atmosphere.
Ship is hot tonight.
Yeah, ship's doing good. And that is 6 total successes, meaning you get 3 momentum. Very well. So you do beam the 2 life signs off the pod, and then I'm going to give you grapplers for free, Cole. But the complication is going to be when you get the grapplers hooked onto the pod, you breach structural containment, which means had they still been in the pod, they would have been vented into space. So good job on transporting them out first. But let's turn our attention to Early and Sickbay, because that's where they materialize. So, Early, I have to ask, are you a horse person?
Oh, God.
Yeah, he actually did grow up on a farm and tended to chickens and catfish, so getting around the property probably rode a horse quite a bit.
Well,
way more of a horse than a motorcycle fella.
Let me just put it this way. If you've ever wanted to see and treat a centaur, 2 centaurs more or less beam into your sickbay.
Who wouldn't? Whoa! Dang.
And what I would say is that these guys are big. Like, we're talking, what are those big horses? Like Clydesdale size. So they are big.
Hi there. Welcome to the Starship Drake. Are you injured in any way? I say, kind of non-threateningly waving a scanning tricorder at them.
Okay. How do I want to handle this? Because we got to see if the universal translator works properly. You know what? I think it's fun if there's a little bit of complication in here. So, both of them are wearing what look to be these gray suits with black sort of accenting and stripes. And the bigger one, not much bigger.
Is it just on their torso? Or
no, it actually goes across their horse body, too. It's like kind of a centaur jumpsuit, if you will. Now, how the hell they got that on, that's a mystery. But they have on a full jumpsuit. But no, so the bigger one kind of looks to you Early, or I guess looks down at you Early, and says something along the lines of, pizza, hungry, help. Right? That's what the universal translator spits back at you.
Yes, help. Stand still. I start scanning that one first.
Okay. Do you have quick study as a talent?
Do I have what?
Quick study.
Oh, definitely not. No. Cautious medicine.
All right, then.
So almost the opposite of that.
In that case, it's going to be a reason medicine at a difficulty of 4, but you're the doctor in sickbay, which means it's a difficulty of 3.
Reason medicine. What if right before I fell asleep reading that transporter book, I fell asleep? I had finished reading another book.
Centaur Physiology.
Xenobiology and you. A beginner's guide.
Let me think of what would be. I mean, obviously, emergency medicine's already a good focus. So honestly, I should probably just stick with that.
Equestrian Basics.
I mean, this is an emergency medicine textbook situation, so let's hold off on that for the moment being. I will attempt to buy some more dice with 1, 2, 3 momentums.
Okay, that means you're rolling 4 dice total.
And is Nurse Ricky going to help me?
If you want Nurse Ricky to assist you, sure.
I do. Nurse Ricky seems to be actually pretty competent. So the difficulty or the role is reason medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ricky
emergency
will
medicine
assist with his own reason medicine.
And would you say that emergency medicine counts?
I'll give it to you, sure. Oh, look at that. Chat's just giving me an evil. So guess what? Because Ricky's helping you, 16 to 20 is your new complication range.
Oh, no.
Well, that's what
Fits. It fits.
Thank you, Chat.
Comes up with a new breakthrough or something.
All right, let's
At
see.
the expense of the patient.
Hold
I
on.
get to re-roll one of these because I'm cautious.
All right, so
What not
re-roll
to
one of
do.
those 18s, but I need to see Ricky's roll too.
But my complication remains quite high. Okay.
Okay.
So I got 4 successes and 1 complication. And how does the Rickmeister do? Who's rolling for him?
Oh, yeah.
Who's feeling
Rectacular.
really lucky? Who's feeling super lucky?
You want,
Are we gonna get Ricky fired from this second?
you want
post?
reason? You want reason or daring?
Reason
Probably
and
don't want me
medicine.
rolling if it's important.
I'm sure Ricky will be fine. I'm sure that he's not going to roll another complication. Surely. Oh my God, he rolls a 20. Oh my God, really?
This
Really?
is an activation. Can we give him a talent?
Ricky,
Yeah,
what-
true.
Ricky, what the fuck?
All right.
No, you know what? No, Ricky's just going to have to live with this. So here's what happens. You still succeed. You're going to get a momentum back because you had 4 successes.
Oh, no.
But there's 2 complications.
Yes, there are.
Complication 1 comes from you early. And the complication is going to be that your scanning emits some sort of noise or light. And the Centaur aliens do not like it. In fact, they begin doing that horse nervous thing where they're like bouncing on their back legs and, you know, kind of like flicking side to side. Like they do not like this device, whatever you're doing. And then Ricky, bless his heart, has the audacity to try and calm them down, but he approaches from the rear, which if you've never had a horse before,
Oh, no.
extremely bad idea, because what happens next is what you expect. Ricky gets catapulted across sickbay into one of the walls and is unconscious and maybe concussed.
And Chad gives us a momentum just at that moment. How appropriate.
Thank you, Chad.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to tend to Ricky, of course. But does my scan result in indicating that the horse people are at the verge of death?
As far as you can tell, they're not in any danger of expiring.
All right. Is it evident to me that the noise and light coming out of my scanner is what's pissing them off, or do I have
Yes,
to, like,
I'll give
figure
that to you.
out?
That since you've been on a farm, you know that sometimes certain noises and lights spook equestrians.
Okay. So first, I'm gonna dip my comm badge and be say need assistance in sick bay, crewman down. Then I'm gonna rush over to Ricky and I'm gonna try to mute my my medical tricorder before scanning him to make sure he's not about to like have his brain leak out of his ears, because being kicked by a Clydesdale is bad.
That is normal state.
That's from my official medical diagnosis is it is bad.
So your first initial inspection is, yeah, Ricky is concussed. He's got some bleeding going on up there, which you're going to have to operate on to make sure he doesn't have permanent damage. So I just want to paint the scene that, because I'm imagining, Cole, your security, are you going to go in person or are you going to send the security minions?
Since we have guests on board, I'll be going down. I'll be calling in 2 more to come with me. And
So
we'll meet
Cole-
up just before we go in.
Cole, you arrive in sickbay with your 2 minions, and the sight is you've got 2 very nervous Clydesdale-sized centaurs that are like backing into things, knocking over trays, knocking over hypo sprays, and then we see Dr. Early like trying to pick up a very unconscious and bleeding Ricky and trying to drag Ricky to the triage table for surgery.
One of you goons, give me a hand with him. Come on.
One of the goons runs over and helps you over.
Goons are minions.
Sir, they don't like bright lights and weird sounds, and the translator don't figure them out just quite yet.
Roger. So I'll just hold the hands up in front of him, just kind of waving, saying,
Make
trying to
yourself
calm
look
him
larger
down.
and more threatening.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's try you, Cole, and then we'll deal with Ricky's surgery. So,
Establish
Cole,
dominance.
I need you to give me a presence and con here, because you are using your body language, not your sheer gravitas, to calm them down. Go ahead, and I'm going to make this a difficulty of 2.
Equestrian calming?
If you have that as a focus, yes.
I don't have it.
Animal husbandry.
Negotiation diplomacy?
I'll give you diplomacy or negotiation. Sure, why
Okay.
not? That'd be a good
And-
focus to just throw in one time. Like, hey, I have animal husbandry. I'm sorry, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's been on my
And
sheet the whole time.
From the
You
triple
said that
incident.
was difficulty 2?
Mhm.
2? We'll give you 1 threat for bold security to kick in.
Okay.
I'm
Well, it
sorry.
only applies
It's not
to
bold security,
Yeah.
and I don't have bold con. So
Don't say kick in. It's too soon.
let me take one of those momentum.
Okay. Rolling 3 dice. All right,
Ooh,
2
nice.
successes is what you need. So you're down to 1 momentum. And yeah, it does look like the centaur people are calming down. They're not as jittery. I mean, they're still kind of like knocking things over because they're just that big. But they do at least appear to be focusing on you and not like throwing a fit or throwing a tantrum.
That's good.
So, and I'll just keep talking. Pretty much, just Commander Cole, Starship Drake.
Yeah.
We
So
come in
as-
peace.
As you're trying to get the universal translator to work, we're going to turn to Early for a moment. So Early, you're a doctor in sickbay. You know what's wrong with the patient. This is a difficulty 1, daring, or in this sense, I'd even say it's a control medicine at a difficulty of 1. Now, if for whatever reason you fail this, Ricky will get worse.
Hang in there, you snake bit boy. You're going to single-handedly prove that whole red shirt urban myth to be true. All right, let's see here. What'd you say the diff was?
Just 1. Just 1 success.
All right, well, what would the Drake be without Ricky? I'm going to spend 1 momentum for a die.
Okay, 3 dice.
Because, it's Ricky, guys.
All right, there you go. And actually, you get 3 successes, so you actually get 2 momentum back for your troubles.
Can we
So
use
yes.
this 2 momentum to create an advantage to make Ricky competent?
That's
It
more
kicks
than
him in
2
the head. He
momentum.
comes back
I'm
and he's
joking.
fluent in French and he's the world's best pilot.
Oh my God! Brilliant. What a story arc.
Do you want to spend the 2 momentum to...
Dear God, no.
No.
Okay.
Nothing, no amount of momentum or anything can make Ricky competent.
Because I was not perhaps ready to break out the French accent, but if you so wish.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Ricky.
We have to go for the meme.
I would like to, if it requires any extra rolls or expenditures of momentum, I really want to shunt the scan data I got from the scan of the centaurs to Commander Cole in
Mhm.
case there's anything in there that's obvious. Like if it's like this person is malnourished and needs food or something, like if there's anything he can be doing to make them happier and safer without a lot of medical expertise in the meantime.
I got you.
I don't want that data to go to waste, and I don't want these people to be panicked. So
I gotcha. So, Cole, on your tricorder, you'll get a quick readout. If it matters to you, we're talking 2 hearts, 2 stomachs, 2 sets of lungs, basically everything you would expect in a centaur body where everything's doubled. But again, since you've been talking to them or trying to make conversation, and they obviously trying to talk to you, the universal translator is starting to catch up. So you're starting to get semi-coherent sentences at this point. So the biggest one points at himself and says, rolled. And then he points at you, Cole, and says, Cole. And then he points at himself again, rode, or rolled.
Cole rolled.
Right? He nods, and then he points at his friend, Sven.
Spin, and I point to Doc Early. Early.
Okay,
Doctor.
Early. He points at Early and says, apologies, startled.
Fear not. We're friends. I keep going with my brain surgery.
It was good. It might have knocked some sense into our compatriot.
Hicks, very strong.
Very strong. Your ship was going to crash into the planet. We have your ship on board. Our ship.
We were attempting warp flight in prototype vessel, but we do not know how to use it.
It appeared you went into warp and then came out of warp.
Yes, we nearly hit you. For that, apologies.
We were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Over my shoulder, I'll say, why wouldn't you know how to work your own ship?
And for that, Cole, since you're the one immediately with them, give me a insight and con, please. And if you have anything related to people reading or animal husbandry or anything that would give you anything that would give you a reason to know a centaur alien's body language would be a good focus here.
Present 7, baby.
And you said that was insight con?
Insight con, yep.
Besides negotiation diplomacy, I don't have EPS conduit, so that failsafe is not there. Yeah, besides hand-to-hand combat, that's all I got.
Yeah, you might just be rolling without a focus here, but difficulty will
God.
be a 2.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Difficulty is a 2. Let's go with 2 momentum
And a threat?
and a threat, and kick in bold security. That'll give me 2.
Well, again, bold security only applies to security.
Oh, that's right. So, and so 4 dice total, right?
If you
Right.
want to give me the 2 momentum and the 1 threat, yeah.
Yeah, 2 momentum, 1 threat.
Okay.
This is big.
All right, you actually get 3 successes, so you get a momentum back. So, what you notice is that Rold looks... How do I say this? Not so much apprehensive, but he kind of, the lines on his face kind of stiffen, as if this is a very sensitive topic for him. He doesn't seem closed off, but he definitely seems like this is kind of dangerous territory to tread, if that makes any sense. But what he says is that we have developed this technology. It is new to us.
Understand, we saw your planet from a distance 20 of our years ago, and you have made great strides in technological advancement.
And Rold motions at his legs and says, stride very long.
Fair enough.
That's it. That's the whole game, everybody. That was a setup for the one joke. I just, that's it. We're done.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Or 2 weeks. Great advancement in your technology from when we saw your culture a long time ago. It is amazing.
And he just, without pointing at his legs, he repeats, great strides. So either he's stonewalling you or he doesn't want to follow this line of conversation.
No. our doctor's checking out our nurse. Are you okay physically? Do you feel anything? Can we assist you medically?
And Sven, the smaller one, speaks up and says, "Quite hungry. Food?"
What are your dietary constraints?
And they look at each other like they have no idea what you said, but I'm going to throw you a bone and say that it's on the tricorder what they can have.
Okay. Raw meat. Okay.
You might notice that I've hacked the tricorders in sickbay to where anytime dietary requirements come up, there's a red blinking one that says "Do not ask Captain for food."
Well, that actually was going to be the complication I was going to spend.
Okay.
Was that just so happens that some of the captain's cooking would meet their dietary constraints.
Hey, I think we can meet your dietary needs. If you give me a moment, I can talk with our ship's dining facilities and our chief cook.
They nod.
Commanding officer.
And I'll step out, leaving my two minions inside. Sir, how do you feel like cooking?
Is that an option?
Well, the dietary restrictions on our centaur guests, very large centaur guests, fall right in line. Centaurs, yeah. Fall right in line with your cooking specialties. Who'd think that Cluxter Gumbo is the mainstay of some dietary needs?
Well, I can get right on that.
Do we see the captain's eyes? Those of us on the bridge.
Oh, his eyes
captain's eyes just light up.
His eyes light up.
And
you have fear across Kozlov's eyes.
Can you have an 11 plus complication range?
So I don't know if they can fit inside the captain's mess, so we can have something rigged up in one of the cargo bays, fitting of welcoming guests.
All right. Zygen, you have the bridge. I will be in cargo bay too. And I run and get my apron and chef's hat, and I'm down there.
Yes.
Sir, request permission to reel the pod in and take a look.
Do that, and please examine it quickly as the turbolift doors close.
Examine it discreetly. They were very close-lipped on the technology and how they advanced from what we saw 20 years ago. And it's a sore subject. Seemed to be a sore subject with them.
Understood, sir.
Very, yeah.
Lieutenant,
they made long strides in their development.
Lieutenant, we may reel this in very slowly so that it is not damaged in any way. Maybe we can take this opportunity to scan it while we're being very careful.
Yeah, very discreet.
Doing so now, sir, but I will just, for the record, will comment my professional objection to letting the captain cook.
He's the captain, Lieutenant, but your objection is noted.
Very good, sir.
And these are the only people that can eat the cooking.
Have gotten better.
Nobody's tried it.
No, we have, because we spent so long with the captain. He has legitimately gotten better, but when it's bad,
it's still really bad.
It's bad.
All right,
let's about MRE level now.
Let's deal with AC first, and then we'll go to the captain's cooking, because the captain's cookie is probably going to be what our cliffhanger is going to be for the break. So, AC, you bring in the cargo capsule or the cylinder, whatever you want to call it. You bring it into one of the cargo bays, and this thing is more or less a sea container that is a cylinder. So just a cylinder-sized sea container. You see that obviously, thanks to the grapples, there are some punctures into the hull. But even on the surface, without any extra scans required, you recognize this as a derivative of a Klingon shuttle. That this is something meant to be taken apart very easily, put together very easily, and basically operates on a whim and a prayer. As we're bringing it in, and I noticed this before we even get it in the cargo bay, I'm gonna have them bring it into a shuttle bay and keep the shuttle bay decompressed, and I will examine it in an EV suit. I had a feeling. This sounds on brand. Okay. So, as you're giving it a once-over, if you could give me a reason engineering at a difficulty of 2. And if you have anything related to starship construction, which I believe you do,
yes, a lot of that,
you would have a focus here. So hopefully a momentum generator for you guys, because you guys have just been swinging up and down with momentum.
Yep.
Very consistent with the threat, though.
Yeah. Trust me, the threat's going to be great later on. I had a feeling.
Is a sea container like
It's
like
the kind you see on cargo ships.
Oh, okay. Just like the big modular transport things. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And is this 0 or is this diff? What's the diff on this?
Just a 2.
Okay, I'm going to spend the momentum we have. Hopefully, I can generate more.
Okay.
At 3.
Survey says, there you go. That's 5 successes. So you get 3 momentum back. Well done. So, AC, you're going to learn a few more things. You're going to find that the computer interface has been... I don't mean this in like a bad way, but it's been dumbed down from what a normal Klingon interface would be. It's not, to use another Star Trek reference, it's not Pakled levels, but it's still very, very basic. Almost as if this is like my first warp core, if you follow that.
Does it look like this was done
by
the designer, but by the designers of the original systems, or does it look like this was bolted on by someone who, say, found this?
I would say little column A, little column B. So you've got both going on. And that's the first thing. The second thing you notice, thanks to your number of successes, is that there is a log from somebody named Jashud Gomat. And I'm just going to put it in chat because, it's good luck pronouncing it, but it's a Klingon name, that's for sure. But you do find a log from him if you would care to read it.
Yes. I will use my tricorder to handle the translation.
Okay. So all of you, I'm going to give this to you. I'm not just going to PM it to him because I don't want to say it like 3 different times. But here's what the log says. Chief Officer's log, stardate, blah, 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 blah. We've arrived above the planet of what I'm calling the Bagat. And I'll put that in chat for you again. The Bagat seem to be a potential warrior race that we can use for our designs, perhaps some form of shock trooper or some form of cavalry. Though I haven't seen how sturdy they are when a bat'leth is involved. I intend to find that out very quickly. But if initial tests go as well as I hope they will, we can subjugate this world and use them against the Federation within the next 10 years. And that's where the log ends.
Shock troops.
This is not good.
Chatham to XO.
You're muted, as is tradition.
Mm-hmm. Gotta happen once.
Always
gotta
happens once.
Gotta hit the button when I talk. Yeah, go ahead.
You somewhere where you can talk? Where you can...
I can be.
Or at the very least, listen without being overheard?
I make myself inconspicuous.
I read the log.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm going to take a look at this bucket, but it looks like it's baby's first warp trainer.
Why would he leave his log on the shuttle? Do you think they know?
Not entirely sure, sir.
Because they didn't seem that way, and I didn't mention that we were Federation either.
I'm not entirely sure, sir. Give me some time to poke around down here.
He said he was coming back. See if you can find anything about when he left and when he might be returning.
Understood, sir.
So as you're doing that, it's time for the main event. Mr. Thalen. You
Chef.
now have the
Chef
ability to cook what might be the most important meal of your career. And I just want to know, what is your process? What are you doing to prepare for this grand event?
Well, first you get out the antimatter.
Yeah. And then you get out a little bit of matter. You
Some
mix them
lard.
together. I am going to probably recruit some crewmen to help me prepare the cargo base so that our guests can eat at things appropriate to their levels. So probably end up like stacking some cargo boxes or something. And then I will probably take those same press ganged crewmen and have them help chop up some of the smaller like vegetables or things like that.
Let's start there then. Presence command, difficulty of 1, because you're just telling them to chop things. Not very difficult, but you still need to lead them through it.
Okay.
And if you actually have culinary somewhere on your sheet, it's a focus.
Do not. I have lead by example, though.
You know what? I can give you that.
All right.
There you go. 3 successes, meaning you get 2 momentum back. You're up to 5. So yeah, you chop everything up. Everything's ready to go.
All right. I think Thalen is going to try to like make this kind of a bigger thing. So he's going to do like not just a single dish, but like 3 different things.
Okay.
So like
I'm
main
increasing the
course, a side
complication
dish.
range, but go ahead.
Yep. Hey, if you make it interesting.
Go big or go home.
Exactly.
All in the presentation.
So there's going to be a soup, probably some sort of vegetable salad thing. It might not be like a salad per se, but depending on what they need to eat. And then not entirely sure what he would be making as the main dish yet, but something big.
You want maybe the gumbo? Is it time to try
Yeah, the
gumbo
Cluckster
again?
gumbo. Let's we'll go for that one.
Right.
Why not bring back an old favorite?
All right. So here's what I'm going to tell you. The difficulty you attempt to roll against is going to be something you set, meaning that if you roll low, maybe it'll go over well, maybe it won't. But if you do like a difficulty 5, it's going to go over amazingly well, kind of a thing. So you have a choice of difficulty here. But here's what the roll is going to be. It is going to be a control command. It is going to be a complication range of 17 to 20.
If there was ever an opportunity to go for the beans, it's at a banquet that you are cooking at.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We've got momentum, and
Yeah.
So how many
Let's
momentum
do
and
it.
how many threat is the question?
Okay, so we're going for the full difficulty. So that's 5, right?
That is
Well-
5 dice. If you want to give me you have to give me 6 meta currency at the end of the day to get
Right.
5 dice.
now before we start, is there any way he can say he found like a vegan cookbook or something and allow him to temporarily have a focus for culinary for this?
If he had walking encyclopedia like
Like
Dr.
Dr.
Early,
Early.
I would say yes, but
No, the only thing I've got is like composure or cultural studies in this case. So,
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a focus just because it's a running gag. You can have the focus here. You know what? I think that's fair. You know what? I think that's fair.
Live
Yeah,
the
Ars
beans.
does have a point in chat. This also could very well be your determination spend.
Yeah.
we'll do it.
We suffered for him to get that focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you want to roll 5 dice, including determination, you would have to give me your 5 momentum. But the benefit is you have cautious command, which means you could re-roll one of the die.
All right, let's try it.
Let's try it. All right, here we go, everybody. For the beans,
So
determination
I'm
on
using
the
a
field.
determination with my value. I have to prove myself as captain. In this case,
Yeah.
I have to prove myself as captain. Parenthesis.
Captain Cook.
Parenthesis.
Mhm.
The complication range is 3.
I think you put in 4 because it's 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 4.
Okay. All right. Here goes nothing.
Well, hold up. What difficulty are you rolling for?
I think we said we're going to go for the 5.
We're going to go for the 5. We are going for the max, everybody.
We are going for max. Everything. Okay.
Okay,
Oh, no.
You know what? You know what? I expected at least some of that. All right, so
Reroll.
he can re-roll one of those. You can re-roll what I would recommend, either the 18 or the 20. So you get one, but there's still going to be one complication.
So I can. So I'll re-roll 1.
Okay, I need to see a success on this one. No, that is another complication. All right.
Did you pre-spend your determination for the 2 free?
Well, that's part of the determination dies in that.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah. So here's what's gonna happen.
is.
Yep.
Here's what's gonna happen, because of course, this is how this game is going to go. So, Captain, you're having a grand old time. You've got a big old pot, a big old ladle. You're throwing things into the pot. You're making your gumbo, and you think you're doing an amazing job. But everybody else that's in the cargo bay that isn't blinded by, the fact that
my
they're cooking.
enthusiasm.
Yeah, like the others are like, can you add ingredients like that? I'm not sure. Is that even a thing? I don't know, but it smells absolutely horrid. Should we tell him? No, he looks like he's having fun, and plus I'm not going to tell the captain no. Yeah, maybe we should get Cole to do it. No, Cole. No, nobody can save this at this point. There's no way. So what do we do?
Explosive decompression.
The voice in my head is right. Maybe we should just explosively decompress the bay. Maybe we could just pretend that it was an accident and we could just institute Cole as captain. No, we can't do that. That would be a crime against Zindi. We can't do that, man. You know what? You're right. We can't do that.
Nuke the dish from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
I think the dish is already nuclear.
The ship's sensors indicate a biohazard and isolate the compartment.
Yeah. So, AC, you're in an EV suit next door, more or less, when you get a report from your minions that the atmospheric scrubbers have failed on Deck 4.
On my way. Yellow alert. All personnel on Deck 4 to emergency shelters.
So, ship goes to yellow alert, shields kick on, yellow alert begins sounding. Back in sickbay, because that's still where the Centaur aliens are, they start, looking around at all the flashing lights and noise, and they start to get skittery again. Ricky at this point has come up, and he's like, Doc, I saw the light. I think I saw the other side.
Uh-huh.
And he gets kicked again.
Well, welcome back to this side.
I'll have the sickbay turn the yellow alert lights off to calm our guest.
Okay.
AC, what's going on?
We have the environmental control systems are failing on Deck 4.
Isn't that where the captain is?
Yes, sir, it is.
Oh crap.
Oh, and that's only the first complication, by the way. Complication number 2. Complication number 2. Oh, I got one from chat. We're going to have 3. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, Chad. You're real MVP.
We saw the smell from the first go around.
Complication number 2 is going to be that the atmospheric scrubbers are now cascading failing. So you're going to have to deal with that, AC. Complication number 3 is that when the smell gets into sickbay, because there's no way of stopping the smell from spreading at this point, Ricky immediately faints. He's like, nope, not dealing with this, and he goes off to La La Land. Early, it's your discretion what you think of the horrific smell, but the centaurs, I will give you this. The centaurs actually like, what is that smell? It smells delicious.
Really?
My God.
Yes, reminds me of
light years beyond that of the Klingons.
Reminds me of Graham Mare's cooking back home.
Our ship's captain was preparing a feast in your honor. He, as a hobby, likes to cook. and he has been trying to learn other cultures' dishes, and this was his attempt to make something to welcome you, appropriate to welcome you, and he's working on it, but he might have mastered it. And sadly, to our ship's internal scrubbers, it doesn't do well with our environmental systems. It's more of an outdoors, open air environment.
We just hear a computer in the background. Warning, atmosphere failing on deck 3. Warning,
Red alert,
atmosphere
all
failing on
personnel
deck 5.
Red alert, all personnel to shelters.
So we're safe right now.
So,
As the other two humans, one of them falls unconscious and the other one retches uncontrollably. We're very safe.
so AC, I think we talked about this. You have a contingency plan ready if this happens, right?
Activate auto-destruct. Yes. Yes, we do. Why do you think I'm getting all personnel to shelter?
Well, we have an option here. You can either do a extended task or you can do a high difficulty single. Your call.
Oh, I'm definitely going to do the extended task. I have to give all personnel time to get to shelters.
Yeah.
You know what? Fair. All right. Well, let's type this out, and this will probably be our roll before break. But let's see what happens. So it's just atmospheric scrubbers, so you only have to get 12. The magnitude's just going to be 3. The difficulty is going to start at a 4. But I am going to say that the intervals of time is limited to 6. Meaning that if you do not complete within 6 intervals, you're going to lose life support across the vessel. So a little bit of a time crunch here. But since we haven't done an extended task in a while, I will explain it a little bit more just so that, we're all on the same page and we remember. So in this instance, you're either doing a control or daring plus engineering. I believe you have a focus. And you both have In the Nick of Time and Miracle Worker, which is going to be amazing in your case. What I would tell you is that, as a reminder, if you only want to spend 1 interval of time rather than the standard 2, you have to give me a momentum before the roll. Otherwise, you automatically do 2 intervals unless you spend that momentum.
Oh, I'm going to do that, at least for this first one.
Okay, bringing you down to 1 momentum. And yeah, as I said, daring or control engineering, the difficulty starts at a 4.
And I'll spend the other momentum to... actually, no, I won't. But I can't give you threat without spending the momentum.
I mean, no, if you want to give me straight threat, you can. It's just that I will tell you, you are starting to get to Arcadia levels of threat. I will just warn you now.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Let's spend that then.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Surely there won't be another multiple complication. Surely everything will be fine. I believe.
Of course. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Well, I didn't believe hard enough. Do you have cautious, or no, I guess in this case it would be bold engineering.
Nope.
All right. So
does the ship help at all?
No, unfortunately. So it's only going to be 1 interval.
Oh, wait.
But
Well, I have a tool, but that you took that into account already.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to help you here. So the first interval of time, maybe the first 10 minutes as you go to the nearest atmospheric scrubber and try to reboot the system, there's bits of lobster gumbo in there. You don't know how the hell it got in there, but it's in there. And it's rancid. It smells horrible. In fact, take 3 stress damage because it smells so bad.
Oh,
wait,
no,
you're
I've been in an EV suit.
You're immune. You're immune. All right, you're good.
You ever come out of the EV suit?
I don't think he ever is ever again.
The coating
I
in the
think
suit starts melting. Yeah.
He's
Is it
going to
just a
stay in that
sentient EV
thing.
suit?
Like
It might be at this point.
Might just be his new home. Like he doesn't go. He just sleeps standing up now.
Okay, I am very motivated to discover that, where that lobster, where that gumbo came from. And hopefully that'll help me reset this node.
One would hope. So do you still want to spend the 1 momentum for the 1 interval?
Yeah.
Okay, bringing you down to 2 momentum.
And probably 1 more for the, to get another die here.
Okay.
Got to get some, Got to get some traction.
Yeah. Still only 3, unfortunately. So, it's at this point that, Captain, you finished your monstrosity. Of course, you don't view this as a monstrosity. This is a work of art. You could never be more proud in your life about what you're looking at. The ensigns that are in the room with you that you press ganged have either passed out or are trying to make themselves pass out. In fact, we see like one pair of ensigns like fisticuffing, like, please, for the love of God, just punch me harder. I'm trying, man, I'm trying. And, yeah, if you didn't think things could get worse, things are about to get worse because I'm going to spend some threat that the ship's going to rock and Zygen will report, well, the captain wasn't already going to doom us to a fiery grave, I unfortunately have to report that there is a Klingon bird of prey dropping out of warp and locking onto us with disruptors. And that's where we're going to take our 5 to 10 minute break because, you know, that's a thing. So we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Stick around.
Dear God.
Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of some session of Star Trek Drake. The reason I don't remember is because the captain's been cooking again. And while that might have some inroads with the new first contact alien species they discovered, it's causing some issues with atmospheric scrubbers and life support on the Drake. And if that wasn't bad enough already, well, it appears that the whole Centaur aliens have gotten their technology from the Klingons, and the Klingons have come to check in their shiny new warbird. So, we are going to immediately drop into some starship combat, though we're not going to do like full starship combat because that would take forever. We're just going to kind of do a few rounds and we'll see what happens. But I just want to know where everybody is on the ship before we start into turn orders. So, Captain, you're in a cargo bay.
Yep.
AC, where are you?
Primary environmental control.
Okay. Cole, where are you?
I was in sickbay, but as soon as red alert goes off, I am headed up to the bridge.
Okay. Early, are you staying in sickbay?
Staying in sickbay.
Staying in sickbay. All right. So what that's going to mean is that it is the player's turn first. And the way this works is it's any of you 4 or an NPC if you want to direct them to do so. But the only 2 people that can direct are Cole and the captain. So just keep that in mind. But it is the player's turn first. Which one of you would like to act first? What you got, Early?
Me. I would like to create some. I would like to have the sickbay generate some restraints for these Centaur people because I expect the ship's going to get some turbulence, and I'm tired of them breaking sickbay and injuring themselves.
You know, honestly, probably a good thing. Why don't you give me a control and a medicine? The ship will assist you with a engineering and medicine, or sorry, no, a engines and medicine. This will be a difficulty of 1.
And you know, I did do that summer course in custom cargo restraint systems. So,
are you saying you don't have a focus? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's a difficulty of 1. What's the worst that could happen? Narrator. 5.
Have you
5
been,
come
have you,
on.
did you get here? Okay, so I'm gonna roll with my temporary focus of restraint system. Do you think that seemed like a good one?
It'll
Or is
work
it a little
for what
too
you want to
kinky?
do. It'll work. Just remember, though, your complication range does go up, so just remember.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
All right, you said it, not me.
Okay, temporary restraint systems, control, medicine. I can't spend for more dice because I spent to get the complication. The complication range is 2. I've rolled some dice. I rolled a 19 and a 20. I have begun the human centaur wars.
Somebody roll for the ship. Let's get a third in here. Let's just get a third.
He ties himself up instead of the centaur.
I quite literally, I don't think there's anything I can do on my sheet that would help with this. Is there?
And no one else is there to help you.
Oh,
so-
Ricky's there. Ricky.
Oh, there-
I guess
That's
Ricky's
what-
there.
Bridges.
That's
Brain
one of the
damage.
complications.
Is Ricky being there?
What if does my determination? Is there a spend for a doctor that can work here?
You could, well, I mean, if you have determination, you just have to tell me a value that applies to what you're trying to do, and then you can re-roll as many dice as you wish. But I also would say that this is just funny hilarity. So you go with your gut what you want to do here.
My only values are really contrary to this. I've got humans are God's chosen species, and do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. So
yeah, I don't think that's going to help here. Unfortunately, I don't think you have a.
He's not nearly kinky enough to want to be restrained. So I guess I'm just going to roll with it. Yeah. So 2 complications, 0 successes on attempting to comfortably restrain our guests.
Okay. Someone roll engines and medicine just to make sure that the Drake doesn't complicate things even more.
We could still succeed with several complications.
Engines medicine coming up.
Yep. Really, yeah. Okay, so it's not a complication.
At least it's not a complication.
Okay. So early, you go to make restraints. The restraints form. Unfortunately, they form around the security officers. Difficulty of 1. So you no longer have security minions to help you deal with the centaurs. Complication 2, the centaur people are not happy with you. In fact, they are going to begin... What's the word I want to use? Trying to accost you. They're not going to, they're going to rear up, but the, sickbay is only so tall so they can't rear up completely, but they are going to try to, bat at you with their front hooves. Yep. So that's what you're doing. And it is now the Klingons' turn. And the Klingons, who have no idea what chaos is going on the Drake right now.
They just see a Federation ship.
We're more damage to ourselves than they can be.
Exactly. Yeah, the Klingons are just going to go ahead and open some fire. And I'm just going to go ahead and give them 4 dice because I got the threat for it.
Yep.
Let's see. So let's expand that 57. That is... Ooh, they rolled a complication. But let me see. So that is 2 successes is what they need, but also a complication on the field. That is perfectly fine. And their starship has disruptor cannons. Very nice. So that is a grand total of 7 dice, if I did my math correctly. So let's perform a challenge here. They have Vicious 1 on this, so that is 5 damage, but the Drake has 5 resistance. So they open fire, and if we could see the Klingon bridge for a moment, we see the Klingon captain says, "Open fire!" And we see the disruptors fire out, and then the Klingon captain sits forward and goes, "I told you to open fire! I did, sir! They have great armor! Well, fire again!" But before they can fire again, it is now, of course, the player's turn. So, Thalen, Cole, AC, which one of you would like to go next?
I probably need to fix life support.
Okay.
Well, I'm putting that out there. I actually can't direct actions.
Yeah, since I heard Zygen's thing, I'm probably running up to the bridge.
Okay. Good news is it's just a minor to change, so you can get to the bridge and still take a major action here.
Okay. Cole, you would also be probably...
Exactly. I would have left before Doc did his rope trick.
Okay. So you'll both be on the bridge for your turns, more or less.
Okay. Could I use, the direct action to have Kozlov do evasive maneuvers to make it harder for us to get hit?
You certainly can. Now, the way direct works is you more or less just point at someone and say, "Do this." Now, you assist with presence and command. And if Kozlov is doing evasive maneuvers, that's going to cost you 1 power, and it will be a daring con on her part. And the ship will also assist you with a structure con. So you have a lot of things going for you. A good momentum generator.
Okay, let's do it.
I've got Kozlov up here.
Okay.
And you got the ship.
Okay, cool.
So it looks like Thalen's got the success there. Thalen, you have advisor, right?
Yes, I do.
Not that Kozlov needed. That's a grand total of 5 successes. So you guys get actually 4 momentum for your troubles. And
Plus 2, I think, because of Helm's Officer and plus 1 because of Helm's Officer. I think maybe, or am I misreading it?
No, from what I remember, Helm officers don't actually get an extra bonus like engineers and everything. It's only the people that do navigation that have a bonus, but It's one of those weird rulings of Starship Bridge officers where ops and the helm kind of get screwed over. But no, that's still 5 successes. It was only difficulty of 1, so you still get your 4 momentum at least.
Hey, I generated momentum.
But let me just check, because she has... What does she have?
Visit every star.
Oh, that's what you meant. Hold on.
It can't be saved.
Yeah, the bonus unfortunately does not save. Let me see if there's anything else she has. Yep, still bonus. Neural interface doesn't give her anything either.
She could re-roll she could re-roll
the ship die. Yeah, so if you want to re-roll the Drake die, you could potentially fish for another success here.
Yeah, do it. No.
And we've rolled a competition.
There it is.
There it is. Yep. All right, so
we flew too close to the sun.
Good news. Kozlov inputs the pattern via her neural interface to get the Drake moving in evasive action, which means it's 1 more difficulty to hit you. It's harder to hit you. Also harder for you to hit things, but we'll get to that. The bad news is that when she does so, there is a power surge, and Kozlov is knocked unconscious based on the power surge. So, yeah. You no longer have a pilot at the helm, but the helm is still going to do evasive action until it's told otherwise, so yay.
Great.
So now it's the Klingons' turn again. So the Klingons, they see you going into evasive action, and the helm officer says, "Captain, they're evading our targeting sensors. Well, stop being a useless patois and hit them." So they're going to fire again, which increases their difficulty. You're evasive. They're now at a difficulty of 4 to hit you. But I also have a lot of threats, so I'm just going to give them 5 dice.
Good call, yeah.
All right, let's expand that 66 to see what they rolled. They rolled another complication, which is great.
Yes.
Actually, I don't think they've got enough. So yeah, second volley opens up and they completely miss. And the complication is going to be that the captain stands up, grabs his dagger, and literally starts stabbing his tactical officer because he's tired of the tactical officer's shit.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, back on the Drake.
Take that, Ricky.
That's his name now, Ricky.
With an apostrophe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Apostrophe, the power move. Oh god. Anyway, AC or Cole, it's one of you at this point.
Is the captain up in the...
Yeah, he literally just came out of the bridge and pointed at Kozlov and said, "Do the thing."
I don't know about you guys, but I would love me some life support.
Yeah, life support might help.
How much? Yeah, AC, go for it.
Yeah, I saw you already spend the 1, so
Yeah, plus another 1 for another die, plus another 2 for another die.
You're welcome. Have the momentum. We need it.
Yeah. Okay.
I caused this problem. I must help us get out of it.
I will give you. I'll give you. I think I have to give you 1 or 2 more threat to spend 5 dice.
if you want to spend 5 dice, it would be 3 more threat.
Maybe 4 dice is good.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I think 4 dice is good.
Great.
I mean, I believe. I didn't believe hard enough. I'm sorry.
I didn't either, apparently.
That gumbo, man, this is a new level for the captain.
Pernicious.
Like, I just want to make this very clear that at some point, if you ever manage to get out of here alive and back to civilized space, you're going to have to go to the Corps of Engineers and be like, "All right, gentlemen, we need to design an air filtration system that cannot be gumboed, and it needs to happen now." So unfortunately, AC, you're doing the best you can. Well, you know what? I'll throw you a bone. Will you accept a complication?
Yes.
Okay.
I will succeed at cost.
I do think that in Starfleet Academy from now on, just like the command final test is the Kobayashi Maru, they'll probably do a simulator test that's like the Drake Gumbo.
The Drake Gumbo. Oh God! And Chad gave me a complication. I'll save that for a few minutes. Save that for a moment. But AC, Let's go ahead and roll your challenge dice here. So it's 2 plus your engineering, which I believe makes it 7 challenge dice. Okay, that is actually 9, 10, 11. So I tell you what, if you want to give me one more threat,
I'll take the 3 breakthroughs. I'll take the 3 breakthroughs and end the task.
All right, so you instantly clear the problem with life support. Life support kicks back on full speed. But the complication. You've been in an EV suit for a while now. You've enjoyed not smelling what's been going on. But you notice with horror that as you withdraw your hands and go to wipe your helmet, that you begin to smell the captain's cooking. And I would like you to roll me a fitness and a con, please. The difficulty is 2.
It came upon us kind of gradually and hits you all at once.
Yep. And since this is reflexive for me, I won't spend anything on it. I'm unconscious.
Jeff left. He's done. Oh my god!
It has eaten my suit.
You're gonna get court-martialed for this dish.
Oh no! Okay.
Medical emergency.
I blame the centaur's diet.
Yeah. So yeah, Doc Early, if you didn't already have a problem in sickbay, you get a call that AC has fainted somewhere on deck 4.
He was in an EV suit.
Well, it's breached, unfortunately. Oh, Lord. All right, well, the Klingons are now going to go. At this point, the Rick Key, tactical officer, has been dispatched, and his new replacement, Rick 2, is... Actually, the helmsman is going to enter into a attack pattern. So let me just go ahead and roll that for them. Again, I have the threat to give them 5 dice total. Let's take a gander. They've rolled another Jesus, that is another complication. All right. I see
Just
what
a
you're doing.
complication magnet today.
Rick 3 is lined up to take over for Rick 2.
Uh-huh. So yeah, the Klingon bird of prey starts to like get on your tail and go into an attack pattern and get ready to hit you, but the complication is going to be for them that the helm officer reports, "Captain, I'm experiencing a power overload at my station." "Well, then don't just sit there, move!" "But Captain, I could die with honor in this very moment." "That is a fair point, you may continue." And the helm station is going to explode, is going to injure the helm officer, but that's their problem, not yours. So now, before we go into round 2, I just want to clear, that's been all round 1. Before we go into round 2, we have Cole.
I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, Cole, it is now your action.
Okay. Sir, appears to be they're doing enough damage to themselves. Do you want us to open fire?
We still need to give them a warning that we're not okay with this. So yeah, open fire.
All right. So Cole, let's talk weapons here. I believe you have face cannons last time I checked. So
we do.
That is
but
going
we
to be
can't shoot the stern.
Ooh, so you're going to have to flip the ship around. Ooh. Because they are behind you at the moment.
Yep. And
All right, I think I know how we're going to do this then. So, base difficulty is 2. Control security assisted by the ship's weapons security. You're in an evasive pattern, which makes it 3 difficulty. You're going to have to flip the ship around, and you don't have a conscious helm officer, so the difficulty on this is going to be a 4.
And just real quick, since we're on that subject,
Yes.
Did anybody signal to sickbay that the helms officer is unconscious as well? Or is the only medical emergency I'm aware of right now AC?
We'll say for sake of argument that Zyjin would have reported it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. I will
So I think you still have
We'll
your
do it.
determination, don't you, Cole?
That I do. Respect must be earned.
Sure.
Doing this we'll do that.
Yes.
Focus with starship weapons.
Yep.
Termination value. I will give you. Okay, already doing the 2, so we'll just live with that. Rolling 2 dice.
Okay, well, that's already 5
Oh,
successes.
wow.
So let's get
And the
Nice.
ship.
say weapons security for the ship. All right. Also, it looked like you rolled insight security there, not control security, but you still would have the 5 successes. You're still good.
My insight is worse than control.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, you had a 9 and 2 1s, so you're fine. You would have the same result. But that is still a total of 5 successes, so you do get 1 momentum for your troubles. 8 challenge dice, if you would be so kind.
Challenge dice. We'll do that on the ship.
But before I forget, you do have phase weaponry, and that gives you the versatile 1 quality.
Oh yeah.
And you're probably like, ELH, what does versatile 1 mean? Well, in this instance, you can either say that every effect is 2 piercing. You could say that it's a spread attack, meaning you will do extra attacks based on the amount of effects you roll. Or you could do a few other things, but really those are kind of the big 2 things you would want to do.
We'll do the piercing.
Okay.
Because I know they got shields and armor.
Okay, we'll ignore 2 resistance for every effect that is rolled. All right. Wow. Okay.
Oh
Wow.
my.
So
Jeez.
I'm doing the math in my head here, because with that many successes and with
piercing?
including piercing, oh crap, they're only scale 2. Holy crap. All right, well, let me pull up the chart, but I think you're gonna have to roll me, because it's your hit, so go ahead and roll me 2d20. Just flat 2d20. Should just do like /roll 2d20 in chat, and depending on what you roll, you could very well blow them up in a single shot.
Oh, jeez.
Did you just accidentally a war?
A 16 and an 8. Oh my god. Cole, I'm gonna give you the option here. Do you want them to be Swiss cheese, or do you want them to be gone completely?
Oh my god.
I like gone completely, personally.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. Cole doesn't do half measures.
No evidence, no war.
So those of you on the bridge, you would see the Klingon bird of prey go up in fire. And then, yeah, you stay at red alert. You seem to be out of combat. Except for the fact that we have to go back to Early, who is dealing with
I'm
problems
still
in
in
sick
combat.
bay.
I'm in combat. Yeah.
So, Early, you've got 2 centaurs that are trying to trample you. What would you like to do?
I would like to shout to Ricky, get up on the bridge and either fix the helm, officer, or take over.
Are you sure, sir? I need a command level authorization to touch the helm again.
Yes. Authorized. Get.
All right, so Ricky's going to run from sickbay.
And then I'm going to attempt to talk down the centaur so I can run and help AC. I'm going
Okay.
to say something like, my friend is hurt and I have to go.
Presence medicine, difficulty of 4.
I'm going to check something real quick to make sure it doesn't help here. When you attempt a task to coordinate others, coerce someone into taking or refraining from a course of action, you may use medicine instead of command. But this is...
Yeah, you're already using medicine. Had I asked for you to do command, you could have used that there, yes.
Okay, cool. So presence medicine, diplomacy and negotiation is a focus for me, so I've got
Most
that
definitely
going.
would be a focus, yes.
I rolled 2 dice.
All right, you only got
I
the
get
1 success, unfortunately. So, what that's going to mean is that the Centaur aliens are still not very happy with you. They are going to attempt to trample you. And the way this is going to work is you are going to have to beat the difficulty set by their rolls. I have enough threat to give them 3 d20s, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's all right, chat. Hold on. I need to make this very clear. Here's another 20. I'm not making this up. Every roll I've made for an NPC tonight has been a 20. I want that to be very, very clear. So yeah, early. If you roll me a daring and a security and you get at least one success, you actually can punch or kick or do something to the centaurs in return.
Well, Early is surprisingly good at security with a 3 because he has a rough and tumble background.
Right.
However, I don't think I have a focus that would apply here unless Survivalist would.
I'll give it to you. Why not?
In fact, yeah, I've been to several rodeos. I will attempt to hobble the nearest one. I'll whip a piece of broken restraint around their front 2 hooves.
Okay.
That sounds like an appealing way to make it harder for them to kick my butt.
Yeah, don't complicate things. Okay, that's good. That's good. You get a momentum back. You're good.
Okay.
All right. So you get one of the centaur down. You get them restrained. They're struggling, of course, making a lot of noise, but they're down. They're not going to hurt you. The security minions are wrapped up. Ricky's gone. So the second centaur is now going to attempt to attack you. You know what? I'm going to roll in Firefox. Oh, no, I can't roll in Firefox because that's the stream dice. Let me roll. All right, let's expand. Okay, all right, chat, look. We actually got 2 successes there. No 20s. Look at that.
Nice.
So early, you have to get daring security difficulty of 3 here.
I expend a momentum.
Okay.
Daring security. Perform task. Use focus. 3 dice.
Okay. So, let me roll how much damage you get to take here. Because, yeah, they've got Vicious 1 on this, so this could be a problem. Okay, good news. You only take 4 stress damage. But you are batted away with the front hooves. It's at this point that I open it up to those of you that are conscious and breathing, that if Early wants to scream for help, you could potentially go down and help him.
Yeah, I'll say security to sick bay.
And
Go.
Cole's like, what the? Okay. Call for 2 security people to come get me, and I need to roll for my veteran as well.
Oh, yeah, that could be very important. Roll for... Okay, no help there. So we'll start the second round of hand-to-hand combat in sickbay. Cole, you arrive with 2 security minions. Your other 2 security minions are struggling in bonds. Half the sickbay looks like it's been trampled. Early is like backed up against a wall with a hypo spray. There's one centaur alien that's kind of like been hobbled on the ground and is like rolling around trying to get the restraints off. And then the smaller one, Sven, is trying to trample Early. So what would you like to do?
And a voice that is just heard on parade fields from like command sergeant majors and senior master chiefs, just from one end to the other. You know, basically a chilled up out. Calm down.
Presence command, difficulty of 2. And you do have a focus for this one.
Okay, and difficulty of
believe in
2. I'm trying to see. I'll take that 1 momentum. Go for 3 dice.
Hey, there you go. 3 successes, meaning you get a momentum back. So, you use the voice, and everybody stops.
Then in a much calmer voice, what is going on?
I have to go.
Are you okay?
Sword up. Gotta go.
Okay.
Medical emergency.
Go. And I'll go down to the centaur that's tied down. I'm going to untie you. Can you get up on your own, or do you need assistance?
I don't think he says anything at this point. He's kind of glaring at you that same way that training week 1 at boot camp looks at their instructors, if you know the type. So,
oh yeah, I untie him. showing a little bit of faith, and I back up, looking at him the whole time.
He stands up.
Now, are you hungry?
That seems to disarm him, actually. He wasn't expecting that. And he says, yes.
I think we have some of the meal still saved. We went through a rough patch. We were attacked without provocation by a race known as the Klingon. I hope you have never had the chance to come across such people. They do not help people unless they have something that they want to use them for.
Wait a moment. Are you with the Federation?
Yes, we are.
Then perhaps this explains things. Our ship, our technology, comes from the Klingons, and they warned us that the Federation would try to take it away.
Yeah. We try not to make contact with people that have not already reached warped level technology. We let them grow on their own, because once you get to that level and you can go out to the stars, things can happen. We've kind of learned that along our own path. We first entered into the stars beyond our solar system. And really, we've only just started doing that within the last less than 100 years.
Great strides.
Great strides. Great dangers, but great friends.
Well, then, on behalf of the Begot, I apologize for my actions and that of my compatriot. If it's acceptable, I would like to taste this food, which I still smell.
Okay, I warn you that to our sensibilities, it can be quite pungent.
All
And we've
food
had-
on our planet is pungent.
Now, some pungent can be quite good. So, I would look forward to seeing some of your food. But let us go down to our cargo bay, and I call ahead to hey, Captain.
Yes, Commander.
Can you come down to cargo bay too? Our guests would still like to taste your entrees.
I take it the crisis in sickbay has been averted.
I think so. We do have some injured personnel that Doc is tending to.
All right. I'm going to look over at Ricky and Kozlov.
Oh, he's
to
not
see
there
if
yet.
that's-
Ricky isn't there yet.
Oh, okay. I'm going to look at Zygen and be like, okay, someone needs to take care of Kozlov.
I'll take care of Kozlov until Ricky or some other medical personnel gets here, sir.
Somebody needs to get in the
Okay.
in the helmsman chair too.
I am
Before
going to
Ricky does.
I am also going to take the ship out of evasive maneuvers and put us into station keeping
Okay.
before I head down to cargo bay too. So I might not make it there before they get there, but I want to make sure the ship is settled before I get down there.
Gotcha.
And I'll
All right,
call ahead
then-
anybody in cargo bay too to get things prepared.
All right.
The
then
two
our,
that are still conscious.
Yeah, if they're still conscious. So, our final scene for tonight. This has definitely not gone the way I thought First Contact was going to be, but hey, things have happened. We sort of see kind of a Lost Supper style of things where, Captain Thalen, you're doling out this rancid meat, chunky gumbo thing. The Centaur aliens are just chowing down. They're having a great time. We see Cole, you can flavor whatever it is you're doing. AC, you're there. Whether or not you've gotten in a new EV suit, your call. Early, you're there as well. You have your discretion. But before I continue, let's get some flavor for the three of you and the captain.
Well, Thalen is ecstatically dishing this out. He might even be partaking part of it himself. I don't know how that will go.
It'll cause a complication, but carry on.
Okay, cool. So he'll be talking to them about like trying to do a little bit of cultural exchange while he's like giving them food and maybe telling them a little bit of anecdotes about like how he came up with this and how he found it and all that sort of thing. But he's super excited.
Okay. Your excitement has been noted.
Early is looking at them very askance, like, you wrecked my sick bay and tried to kill me, and I don't like you very much.
Justified. You know what? Totally justified. AC, Cole?
AC is, using his tricorder to check the status of the airlock that he had his team affixed to the doors of this room, and also checking the status of the portable environmental control generators that he had brought into this room so that it could be completely isolated from the ship.
Working fine. They're working just fine. Which leaves Cole.
And I'm going to make long strides myself and actually try the captain's cooking.
Oh, no.
That's going to be the complication. You like it.
Oh, God. Sir.
Yes, Commander.
This is quite good.
Thank you. I'm very proud of it.
It is nothing like the smell. But that is... Doc, you got to try this.
No.
AC walks over to the dock and, he hands him a communicator and it just speaks very low. Doc, I'm wondering if the XO has been replaced by some alien shapeshifter. That can't be human.
Way more likely to just be brain damage.
I didn't get hit in the head. But
speaking of people who did get hit in the head, Ricky finally arrives on the bridge. And, Zygen looks over and says, Ricky, what the hell took you so long to get up here? Oh, well, there were a few injured people in the hallway. I had to help them first. But here, let me treat Kozlov. Goes over, treats Kozlov. And he looks at the helm. And then he looks at Zygen. Zygen starts reaching for her phaser. And Ricky says, wait. Doc Early gave me permission. He said I had command level authorization.
Well, in the version in Crisis, of course.
So Zygen stops reaching for her phaser and motions for Ricky to sit down. Ricky cracks his fingers, cracks his neck, takes a seat, says, all right, let's see if I remember how to do this.
Does the ship immediately go to red alert and somehow the chair ejects him?
Well, there is a complication I saved for chat for this very moment. So he pushes what he thinks is the correct button.
Oh, God.
And immediately the Centaur's pod ship and your remaining shuttle pod are launched out into space. And those of you in the cargo bay looking outside see both of them tumbling away into the atmosphere of the planet.
Is that supposed to...
No.
But that's our...
Exoda bridge.
Sir, I'm sorry. You may discipline me, but Ricky got a hold of the comm. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm gonna
apparently
look
Doc Early gave him
Cole.
command level authorization. My hands were tied.
I'm going to look significantly at Doc Early.
The helm officer was unconscious, and we were in a firefight. I didn't think he still was going to do that after the firefight was over.
I'm headed to the bridge, sir.
Sir, we have to retrieve those.
All right. Tractor beams, grapplers, do what you got to do.
We can't lose another shuttle.
No, we only have the one.
And make my excuses to our guest, and I hope to return back as fast as I can.
That's where we're going to end today's session. My fucking God.
Oh.
Somebody's going to have to check that, because I think that that either came close or beat our experience on Kasumi.
I think it might have.
Legitimately, I think we rolled more complications than we did. What was it, 12 or 13 on Kasumi? Yeah, we beat that easy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, had to easy.
Yeah,
And if you count the Klingons...
Oh, yeah, the Klingons.
As well?
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they had like 5 just by their own.
Yeah.
True.
Let no one say that the random number generator was unfair tonight.
Nope. No, it went both ways.
No.
the centaur triangle is very vicious to all StarCraft.
Yeah,
Never mess with centaurs.
Deploy a
warning
hazard buoy.
Yeah.
We just put some of the captain's cooking out. Some type of radio disaster warning right there.
All right. Well, Twitch, stick around because we're going to raid somebody but YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see the season finale next week. Or no, on the 17th or some date, Tuesday in the future. My brain's shot. It's rolled a complication. We'll see you later, YouTube.